Hello everybody and welcome back to Cm42TV. We're here today for another Blu-ray update haul video. Yes, another one. Maybe the last one for a little while, I don't know. Just because, you know, financial situations and, I don't know, just certain circumstances may be preventing me from buying very many more Blu-rays over the next little while. Maybe just because we're leading up to Christmas and I kind of need to save my money in order to buy all my lovely friends and family gifts. Which is understandable, and of course, you know, maybe I'll get a Blu-ray or two for Christmas from Santa. So I guess that's an excuse. But I'm sure I'm saying this now, and then in a month's time or something we'll have a new Blu-ray update. But when I have one, I want to enjoy it, I want to cherish it. We have 2, 4, 6 new Blu-rays into my super duper epic awesome Blu-ray classic collection. And we're going to go through them right now. And we can, I can tell you which ones are now added to my Blu-ray collection. Because if you want to, you know, see all the movies I already have, you can check out the video now on Cm42TV, which is my full Blu-ray collection for 2018. It's one of my better videos of the year, so check that one out if you want. And these are the most recent ones to be added to that, other than the other updates over the past couple of months. But anyway, here we go. A couple of different ones here. We have 5 films. And this 6th one, which is the one I'm going to show you first, is a special one. And it is all about my favourite band. This was released on Spotify. It was dropped on Spotify and I was thinking great. But then I realised and found out that it was going to come out on Blu-ray as well. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to support the band. And that band is Alter Bridge. My current favourite band. I think your favourite band of all time changes just because music is so, you know, wide, and there's so much, you know, variety there that your favourite band can change overnight, you know. In terms of consistently for about 4 or 5 years saying my current favourite band are, or is, how do you say that? My current favourite band is Alter Bridge. I saw them twice in concert, 2 of the best nights ever. The last one I saw was in October 2017, and it was one of the best nights of my life, and just, what a night, what a concert, it's just an amazing show. But this is from the Royal Albert Hall, legendary venue, with the Parallax Orchestra on this, which is very interesting because, you know, I like orchestras along with, you know, famous artists and favourite bands and stuff. I don't particularly listen to orchestras on their own, but, you know, they can add epicness to a performance, you know. And the fact this is my favourite band, I would have got this anyway if it was just like a show, but the fact it was with an orchestra in such a famous venue like the Royal Albert Hall, it was a complete and definite buy for me. So I was very happy. The only issue is that it is missing 2 of my favourite songs of all time, but the 2 biggest Alter Bridge songs, Rise Today and feckin' Metalingus, aren't on the DVD, aren't on the show. So weird. You have loads of classics, loads of them. Water's Rising, amazing. Blackbird, Open Your Eyes. The End Is Here is on here. They never play that one live, however they did play it in Edinburgh when I was there, but they play this one because it's more operatic, I guess. They play Fortress on here, which they never play live. That's an 8-minute anthem. There's Ghost on here, Ties That Bind, classic. Cry of Achilles, classic. Addicted to Pain, one of my favourites ever. Before Tomorrow Comes, classic. All of them. But it doesn't have the 2 songs, Rise Today and Metalingus. I couldn't believe it, and I was thinking maybe, okay, maybe not work with the orchestra. But for God's sake, look at all the other ones, they work fine. You'd imagine Rise Today and Metalingus to be quite operatic and be quite, you know, they'd work well with an orchestra. And obviously they've replaced them with The End Is Here and Fortress, songs they don't normally play live, or Words Darker Than Their Wings, which they don't normally play live. I understand they've replaced them with that, but my God, couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. So that was the only disappointing part of it, but other than that, what an amazing show. Miles Kennedy, best voice in the business. Mark Tremonti, best guitar player. Brian Marshall, Scott Phillips, just the best band in the world. And with an orchestra at such an iconic venue, it was amazing to see. So I was very happy, and also because I was buying it because I was going to support the band. You know what I mean? If anybody does that, you know, you kind of want to do what you can. You want to do your bit. You're happy to pay the few quid. It was relatively expensive, but, you know, that's part of it, I guess. You're just trying to help the band in any way you can. And I know that Alter Bridge are one of the biggest bands in the world. They don't need my money. But I feel, as a super fan, you know, I wanted to donate. So there you go. Alter Bridge live at the Royal Albert Hall with the Parallax Orchestra. Awesome. On to the movies now. This one is interesting because I already have it, and it is my favourite movie ever, I guess. This is Star Wars The Force Awakens, and you'll be thinking, you have that, I know. I have the light side version, but I kind of want to have some sort of collection going like an individual sort of specific collection. I'm not sure. I was thinking just getting a Force Awakens collection on the go, but I don't know how much Force Awakens merch is out there. Maybe that's a good thing for a collection, but I have the t-shirt, I have the film, I have the whatever, but I don't have every individual release with the Force Awakens on it. And then I was thinking, let's just do a Star Wars collection, because you get a wider topic, you know. So in the meantime, when I'm trying to figure that out, I thought, well, I'll try and build up my Blu-ray collection with the Star Wars stuff that I'm missing. So with the alternative slipcovers and the alternative artwork and stuff, I kind of want to jump on that. I want to get the 3D version of this, which I think is great. I don't even know if I have a 3D TV. The one next door might be, but I don't know for sure. But I still want to get it just to have, you know, it's arguably my favourite movie of all time, so I kind of just want to have all the versions that's possible. And I've had the light side version for ages. I chose that one originally just because I like the light side characters more in that film, whereas for Last Jedi I prefer the dark side characters. However, I just wanted to have both. I always said I was going to get both anyway, light side and dark side slipcovers, so this is still on the wrapper and stuff. It's still the typical Blu-ray release, but just with the dark side slipcover. So I might be crazy, but I don't care. It's Star Wars and I love it. And speaking of Star Wars and speaking of loving it, this is one of the more recent releases, definitely the most recent Star Wars release, and it is Solo, a Star Wars story. Now, a few months ago I did a video. It was my top 10 films of the year so far. I said that a few months ago, that was back in the summertime. And now we're closing in on the end of the year and I'm going to put together a top 10, and it's just becoming impossible at this rate. But because there's been so many good films this year. This film was on there. It was like number 4 or something, and I'd only seen it the one time. I'd only seen it in the cinema and I really enjoyed it. And I know it didn't get the greatest reviews, didn't do the best at the box office, but I still really enjoyed it. It's Star Wars, you know, I'm happy to watch anything. But then since getting this, I watched it again and I just love this one. I think it's so much fun. It's, you know, nowhere near as good as sort of Force Awakens and Last Jedi, and maybe not even as good as Rogue One. But in terms of just fun, adventurous space battles, which ultimately was the original purpose of Star Wars. Let's create an entire world in space that doesn't really exist, but it could potentially exist. It's feckin' Star Wars. We did a podcast recently. We live streamed a lot of the podcast. We talked about A Star Is Born. We talked about Venom and Bad Times at the El Royale, First Man, all sort of recent releases. And I said I'd watched this one recently, and one of my guests, Leanne, she said, I just felt as if it was fan service. And I was like, yeah, it was fan service. Service me up. I don't mind, you know. I loved it so much. This is one of my favourite films of the year. It's definitely staying in that top 10. I don't know where it'll come in that top 10, but it'll definitely be on there. So, Solo, a Star Wars story by Ron Howard. Not Ben Howard. But I thought it turned out great. I think Donald Glover's performance in this is great. Woody Harrelson's great. Alden Ehrenreich, who plays Han, does a good job. You know, he's not Harrison Ford, but it was never going to be. I thought Emilia Clarke was good. She's absolutely stunning. It's great. This is Solo. It's just Star Wars. I love it. Now, back to the Poundland obsession. I had a look in Poundland the other day to see if they had any more Blu-rays for £1, and they did. The first one was Chappie. I've never seen this film. I've never seen it. I've always kind of wanted to, though. I like Hugh Jackman. I quite like Dev Patel, who's in this. So I guess I'll check. I always like the idea. I like District 9 as well. It was from the director of District 9, and kind of the robots. You know, it's alright. I've heard some good things about it and stuff, and it was only £1 in Poundland, so I most definitely wasn't going to pass it up. It's also a 2-discer with the code and everything, so there's a bonus disc. I don't know what's going to be on there. Maybe a wee doc, who knows? Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. It's always been one I've been interested in seeing. So yeah, Chappie for £1 in Poundland. Definitely wasn't going to say no. Same with this one. I don't have, you know, kind of a less of a desire to watch this, but it's been recommended to me on the podcast, so I thought, why the hell not? I'll give it a go. It's August, Osage County. So let's see the backstory of this one. 2 years ago, on the Good Bit podcast, we did a Q&A episode, and my co-host at the time, Aaron Dockard, shout out to you, brother, he recommended me to see this film, and I recommended him Before Sunrise, one of my favourite movies of all time, and neither of us took each other up on that recommendation when didn't watch either of them. I just never had the opportunity to watch August Osage County. I was never like, let's feckin' watch that, and it was in like his top 10 of all time. I think it still is. So I was thinking, and he loves Meryl Streep, he's a huge Meryl Streep fan. So when I saw this in Poundland, I immediately thought of that moment. I immediately thought of Aaron, my co-host from another co-host. And yeah, and I just thought, it's £1 and it's a Meryl Streep film. But my issue with, you know, buying Blu-rays and the issue with the Poundland thing is that I'm trying to just build a collection of all my favourites, you know. And then when you see movies you've not seen for £1, you're like, yeah, sure, it's £1, but I might hate it, I might be incredibly bored, and then if I go to sell it, I might get nothing for it. But it's fine. It's £1. It's gonna be good. I believe it's based off a play as well, which is kind of up my street. So yeah, good stuff. Julia Roberts is in it. Ewan McGregor's in it, one of my favourite actors ever. Chris Cooper's in it, who's great. Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. Great cast. John Wells, I believe, is the director, who did The Company Men, I believe. So yeah, whatever. You know, August, Osage County. I guess I'll check it out soon, and maybe I'll talk about it somewhere down the line. That's not going to happen. And finally, a Criterion. Oh my god. Clearly I'm becoming a Criterion guy now. Not, but it's on, you know, I'm going through that phase. Let's just see what I can buy. And this was cheap. This was on eBay. I bidded for it. I think I ended up paying like £8 for it, which is good, I guess, for a Criterion. And it is The Royal Tenenbaums. This is a Wes Anderson film that I've heard nothing but great things about. And I love all of Wes Anderson's films that I've seen, you know, just the style of them and just the funness, I don't even know if that's a word, but the sheer joy that you get when you watch one of his pictures is just great. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. I've never seen it. You get a full book like typical Criterion, and there's your disc. This is spine number 157, so relatively early, before the 200 mark, so it was just a little bit damaged here, but it was actually still in the wrapper, so I don't understand how it was damaged. Maybe it was damaged flying overseas, or maybe that's why the person was selling it, I don't know, but it was only £8.50 or something in total with postage, so I was very happy to get it. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I don't know anything about it. I'm completely blind towards it. I don't want to look it up. I don't want to, you know, I kind of know what it's about, but I don't know people's opinions on it. I don't know, you know, actors' opinions on it or anything. I don't know ratings or anything, so that's kind of good. And it was the same with The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, the other Wes Anderson film. Didn't know anything about it, went in and loved it, you know, so maybe it'll be the same with that. So yeah, The Royal Tenenbaums, I think that's how you say it, is the newest Criterion and newest Blu-ray in my collection. So there we have it, folks. There is my Blu-ray haul update video for late October, early November, depending on when you see this, or whenever you've watched it through the history of space and time. The Royal Tenenbaums Criterion, August, Osage County from Poundland, along with Chappie, also from Poundland. Solo, I love it. One of my favourite movies of the year. Star Wars The Force Awakens, my favourite movie with the alternative slipcover. And Alter Bridge, live at the Royal Albert Hall, featuring the Parallax Orchestra, my favourite band, performing at an incredibly famous venue with an orchestra. Really cool. So there you go, there's my 6 new Blu-rays for today. Thank you everybody for joining me. And until next time, take care of yourselves. I hope everybody's doing good. You can follow me on Twitter at Cm42TV, and you can now get the podcast, my podcast, on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Podomatic, anywhere. And I'm currently in the process of developing a good bit website. Stay tuned for that, ladies and gents. So yeah, thank you so much everybody. I hope you're all well. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and stay safe, please.